Here we go, episode 136 of the Hardline Sports Talk. Michael Merlo, John Michael Masiri, here with you, JM, on this wonderful Thursday night. How are we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm still a little, upset that the holiday weekend is over, and I mean we're many days past it now. But you never really get over it because it just goes way too fast.
No, you do.
I don't know. I'm having a tough time coping with it. But I'm good, bro.
The summer flies. After July 4th,
the summer does fly.
The summer flies.
The summer definitely. Because, like...
most people go on vacations, July, August, and then you're back at school.
I feel like July 4th is when you feel like, okay, so it's definitely summertime. And then, like you're saying, like, you kind of just blink and you're like, oh, shit. Like,
summer's over.
Summer's over.
No, we're good, though. We still got 2 months.
Especially when your baseball team is playing so bad that you want the summer to be over.
It's all right. Your Jets will be right there to pick you back up, make you feel good.
Yeah. Training camp's right around the corner. Can't wait for that.
Can't wait for football. Giants Hard Knocks.
A lot of excitement going on. NCAA's coming out.
Yeah.
You got it, dude. You got it. Like,
I don't know.
If I'm you, I'm running to Best Buy to buy myself a PlayStation for this game.
I don't have the money.
No, good. No, please.
I don't have.
No, hold on. Wait, we need more motorcycles to drive by.
We're at
more midlife crisis mobiles, please.
We're at our new studio, and we're right next to two busy roads, so you may hear some loud cars. Yeah. All right, let's do some housekeeping before we get started. Make sure you're liking and subscribing on YouTube, rating us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, leaving comments on social media, everything. Please give us feedback. Send us video memos, voice memos, whatever you want to do. Send them to us. Be part of the show. Almost sound like Joe Biden there. Be part of the show. We'd love to have you on. Okay, JM, we have a lot to do today. A lot of different segments today. We're going to pick our dream home run derby, which is very exciting because we got a doubles contest in the home run derby this year.
Yeah.
The guy leading the league in doubles. First guy announced in the home run derby. Let's get excited about that. Alec Boehm.
Yeah.
No, please. But we have a lot to discuss. We are going to start, though, with Paul Skenes.
You got those headphones holding on for dear life.
You think?
You move your head back a little bit. Those things are going to take your head with you.
Well, I dropped my water bottle on them just now before we started, and everything fell off. I thought the whole thing was going to go apart.
I got to get 1914 AL MVP voting off my computer screen right now.
You should have heard what this guy was saying to me before we started. He was literally going through the 1914 MVP voting. It was unreal.
Stuffy McInnes, 7th.
Stuffy
McInnes
would be one of the more popular baseball players today. If he played today.
Chills, yeah. What do these kids these days know about? Oh, my God. Somebody finished third in MVP voting that had a 668 OPS. Oh, my God. I hate 1914
What was his batting average?
252.
Let's go.
He had 112 walks. He led the league in walk. Donnie Bush. Shout out Donnie Bush. Anyways.
Paul Skenes. What would Donnie Bush do against?
Exactly. Donnie Bush would say Paul Skenes needs to be put on trial for witchcraft.
Paul Skenes comes out of the game with a no-hitter in the seventh today.
Yeah. First off, let's just talk about how ridiculous that guy is at the sport of baseball. I mean, he is like, obviously there's the concern, and this is kind of segueing into what we're going to talk about, of you feel like that guy might get injured at some point just because, unfortunately, what we see in today's game with these guys, especially who throw hard and focus on spin rate and all this stuff, they tend to injure themselves.
Sure.
So that is definitely a concern. But that aside, from what we've seen so far, luckily, knock on wood, he hasn't been hurt yet. I mean, I agree with what Jeff Passan said. I think that this guy should start the All-Star game.
Really?
I think he should start the All-Star game. Put Paul Skenes to start it and have Mason Miller an opener, and we'll have an electric start to the All-Star game.
Ugh, I can't do that.
That would be sick.
No.
Two guys just spitting fireballs at each other.
Yeah, but there's two guys that deserve it much more than Mason Miller. I know Mason Miller is really good.
Miller, sure. I think Skenes deserves it.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Like, what do we do? Ranger Suarez you're going to throw
No,
out
and Ranger Suarez has taken a step back. Skenes has thrown 66 innings now, a 1.90 ERA, 89 strikeouts in those 66 innings. Yeah. I mean, incredible. You can make a legitimate argument that he should start the All-Star game. You can make the argument that he's been one of the three best pitchers in the National League, even under a small sample size. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's crazy. Yeah. Now, the injury thing, I think, is always going to be in the back of everybody's mind,
Yeah.
especially with a guy that throws this hard. I mean, how many times did we talk about it with Jacob deGrom? What we're watching with Jacob deGrom is so special, and he makes it look so effortless. And yet, all you could think about was when the next injury is going to be. And he won a couple of Cy Youngs. He had a dominant run of being the best pitcher in baseball.
Right.
But then we got to a point where the injuries became too much.
Well, especially with deGrom, because his frame didn't really make sense with how hard he threw. Like, deGrom is he's no midget out there on the mound. I mean, he's a pretty tall guy, but he's pretty slim for a starting pitcher. And he's throwing 101. He even touching 102 in certain instances, and you're like, that's not really adding up with his frame. Maybe he's overexerting himself. At least Skenes has the big 6'6", 235 frame that I'm seeing on your computer screen right now. He's got that big frame. I don't know if that'll play as an advantage for a starting pitcher. We know about all the moving parts and the mechanics for starting pitchers. I don't know if that will help or hurt him. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he got injured in college.
I don't know that for sure. But I do want to bring up college for a second.
Okay.
Because we saw in the minor leagues, they would not push him in the minor leagues, right? In terms of pitch counts and innings.
Yeah.
And now, while I don't think they were really holding him back today, he got to 100 pitches. And we could talk about whether or not pitch count is a good benchmark for whether or not you should take a pitcher out or not. We could get to that in a second. But let's just take a look in college, right? And I just saw this tweet from Noah Hills, or however you say that name, okay? Here are Paul Skenes' pitch counts from his 4 starts during last year's College World Series.
I don't think he was hurt, by the way, in college, but go ahead.
124, 101, 123, and 120.
Yeah.
Now, some could say that's reckless. Some can say in the college game, that is so reckless. You're not worrying about the pitcher's arm. You're not worrying about his health. You're just trying to win. And others could say, and I saw this tweet from Steve Gelbs, there's no data telling you that pitch counts are leading to more injuries.
Yeah.
High pitch counts are leading to more injuries.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, because when you think about it, it's like, well, their arms are getting fatigued as the game goes on. Okay, is 20 extra pitches really going to be what causes the guy to have to get a Tommy John surgery in his future? I'm not sure about that, because what they talk about is these guys are, maximizing their mechanics and maximizing their bodies every single pitch. So they're creating those little micro tears with every single pitch. So what is the 120th pitch versus the first pitch? Is that 120th pitch maybe a little bit more dangerous because they're sorer at that point and they're overexerting their body? Sure. But I think at the end of the day, whether you put a guy on a pitch count or not, the way he's throwing the ball and the way he's torquing his body is going to be the number one leading factor to these injuries, not a pitch count.
Yeah, I don't think it's the pitch count. I think we need to get smarter, right? I mean, we've evolved so much in terms of the game of baseball, the numbers we use, how we evaluate players. We see certain guys, they're able to stay healthy, all the science involved in keeping these guys healthy. I mean, isn't there something that we can do to, because they talk about stressful pitches being the big thing, right? How many stressful pitches is this guy throwing?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be almost a benchmark?
The thing that's really impressive about him is the way that he's able, like, he has this dominant stuff, but he's very good at tunneling. He's actually very good with his command. Like, he's not just a thrower out there. So with some of these pitchers that we're talking about that get hurt, like a Hunter Green or guys like that just are fireballers and they're kind of lose that art of pitching. Like the guys like today the guys that played 20, 30 years ago like to criticize about the guys today where they're not artists on the mound. They're really just chucking the ball. That's kind of what Skenes actually is sort of bringing back right now. So maybe that's the approach we need to take, is Skenes is just a freak. He's just a one-of-one freak in nature. But these other guys, like I just brought up of a Hunter Green and other people who have been getting Tommy John surgery and hurting their arms because they're overexerting themselves, that could be what the leading factor is that you see a guy like a Paul Skenes throwing 100+ miles an hour and think, oh, let me do that. That's what's going to make me a really good pitcher. But they don't realize Paul Skenes is very good at tunneling and very good with his command and things like that. So
Yeah.
We got to teach pitching, I think, a little better too.
The biggest thing for me is, and we look at a guy like Garrett Cole, who is finally, and it's sad that we thought about it that way, but he finally had an injury, right, coming into this year. And, he's just getting back into it now. Garrett Cole is very good at knowing when he needs 95 or 96 or when he needs to go 98, 99, 100.
Yeah.
Because he's not consistently throwing really hard all the time with his fastball. He's not giving you, I don't want to say max effort, but like his max fastball.
Right.
And Verlander, we talk about this all the time, Verlander reinvented himself, right? Became a better pitcher. Didn't necessarily need 95, 96, 97 all the time. And he extended his career how many years?
Yeah. Which that makes you think that maybe those great DeGrom years, the ones that we know when he had the 1.2 or ERA or whatever it was, and it got his year got cut short.
Yeah.
Maybe that was Jacob DeGrom not being a Justin Verlander or a Garrett Cole and deciding, you know what, I don't need 100 plus all the time. I'm that good that I could get away with it. Maybe he just said, you know what, screw it. I want to have the best damn season that anybody has ever had. So I'm just going to go out there and throw every single pitch as hard as I can. And that's kind of the result of what happened is he overexerted himself.
Jeremy Hefner used to talk about this. He would like do a bullpen and they're like, give me 75%. And he's putting up 98, 99. And the pitching coach is like, I said 75. He's like, that's what it was.
Right.
He's like, that's what I thought 75% was.
Yeah.
Sometimes for some people, it's almost impossible.
Right.
Maybe that could be the way for Skenes, right? It's like,
but
that's
doesn't
feel like max effort.
That's the thing with these in-between guys that I'm talking. The guys that aren't good enough to say, all right, I don't need to give 100 today. Their stuff isn't good enough. Their command isn't good enough. So those guys that are in between that are like, listen, the way that I'm going to become a great pitcher is by using my arm as much as I can. Maybe those are the guys that are getting hurt the most. Like it's so difficult, and the answers are never going to get there. And we're going to keep having this talk year after year. But like, what is it that's making these guys get injured? Is it their training program? Is it the way they warm up? Is it their? If I had to guess, obviously competition goes up year after year. Guys are competing to get better than other guys year after year. The competition pool in general is obviously more than it ever was because you have players from all around the world who are getting better and better. So I think that guys want to be better than the next guy, and they overexert themselves as much as possible, and they're throwing curveballs when they're 12 years old because they want to stand out at perfect game tournaments and blah, blah, blah. And you're hitting the weights. You're trying to get as strong as you can. And I get it. It's a survival of the fittest kind of industry. But unfortunately, this is the side effect of it.
Yeah, it's tough. It sucks, too, because you see these great talents and you say, well, again, you're just in the back of your mind waiting for the negative to happen. Yeah. And who the hell wants to live like that? Nobody wants to live like that. Nobody wants to watch sports like that. No. So we'll see if Skenes can continue. We'll see if Paul Skenes starts the All-Star game. We'll know next week around this time. When's the All-Star game?
It is Tuesday.
The Derby's Monday.
All-Star game's Tuesday. You got off day Wednesday, and I believe baseball's back on Thursday.
Wow. There we go.
It's very short, the All-Star break.
Yeah.
You would think it would be longer.
Some teams need a longer break.
That is true.
Your team might be one of them. Mets don't need one. Mets don't need one. Mets, we could go. We could keep playing. No, they do need one. They need to get some guys back. All right.
For sure.
Some interesting games we're going to play here. First, we're going to play What a Year It Was, where JM and I will give each other a random, really great year from this one player. We're going to try and guess it. We've had some fun doing these. We've made them even more challenging than I thought we could make them.
Yeah.
This player...
Week after week, we just seem to care less about each other's feelings when we do this.
I think you're going to be able to get this player pretty easily. I might have to pick a backup. But Either way, we will start. JM, I don't know who goes first.
I believe I asked you first this time. You asked me Kepler first last week. So
okay.
All right, Michael.
Oh, God.
I am going to take you back to a year that you really like. We are in the year 2019, okay?
I like that.
And we're going to switch over to this player who batted .274 that year with a .339 on base, a .453 slugging. That is a .792 OPS. He played 162 games. He had 24 home runs, 73 RBI, 40 stolen bases, And that brought his total B WAR to 4.3, Michael.
Okay.
And
That's all I'm getting?
he is a middle infielder. And this season, I will tell you exactly what position he played. He played primarily second base this year, which is also what he's really known as for the duration of his career. Second baseman / shortstop. He dabbled in a little bit of third base.
Okay. Very interesting. Middle infielder.
And how about this?
Did he fit?
He's a switch hitter.
Switch hitter.
He is a switch hitter.
Okay. 2019 is a fun year.
The
I like
fact
2019.
that this guy, like, this would be a good hint too, I guess. The fact that he hit 24 home runs this year is like, what? 2019
Shocking.
is just bizarre, bro. Like, yeah, this was the only year he hit over 20 home runs.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Did he finish top anything in MVP?
He did not, no.
Okay, great.
But he had a good year. 4.3 WAR, 40 stolen bases, 162 games
Yeah,
played.
no, it's a great year. It's a good year. It's a solid year. 24 home runs. He had 40 stolen bases.
Yes.
Middle infielder at this point of second base. All right, I'm going to throw somebody out
Switch
there.
hitter.
Just going to throw a guess out there. Is that Jonathan Scope?
No, it is not Jonathan Scope.
Is that a good guess?
That is a pretty good guess. Yes.
All right.
For multiple reasons, that's a good guess.
Multiple reasons, that's a good guess.
I can't tell you what those reasons are, but you will then understand at the end of this why those were good guesses.
All right. Because the American League?
Yes.
All right. So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, there we go. Little by little.
We're
here.
definitely getting somewhere. How about we'll go Yohan Moncada?
It is not Yohan Moncada, but you know what? I don't hate where your brain is right now.
He does not hate where the brain is.
This player is no longer on a team in the MLB. He played 10 years in the league. He has not played since 2022.
He's not played since 2022. I don't want to say this guy. Should I just throw this out there? Brian Dozier?
Mike, not your best guess? No, it is not Brian
Dozier. Okay. See, when you pause there, I think I'm
yeah,
about
but like
to get
Brian
it.
Dozier was like a power hitting, like second baseman.
24 home runs.
Like,
yeah, no, but he had
like 40. in a
Dozier
year.
had 40 in 1 year. He did. All right.
This guy was not known
right.
for his power.
2019, 24 home runs, though.
He did lead the league in stolen bases in another year in his career, so he can swipe some bags.
Oh, God.
You're free to ask questions.
American League.
He played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Jesus
teams in his
Christ.
career. This was the third team of his career, and then like the last 2 years of his career, he was just like the league slut. He was just bouncing around.
Jonathan VR.
There you go, Mike.
Let's go.
Jonathan VR. I was gonna tell you, former Met.
Dude, if you said former Met, I don't know if it would have made it harder.
2019 Orioles. So do you see why I said Jonathan Scope was a great guess?
Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan. American
Orioles.
League. Orioles.
Yep.
When you said that, I was thinking more American League Central because for
Right.
whatever reason, I'm thinking of him as a Tiger.
Right.
So
He was never on the Tigers.
he wasn't on the
talking
Tigers.
about, bro. No.
Scope was on the Tigers.
Oh yes. Sorry. I
So
thought we
when
were
you
talking
said,
about VR.
yeah, no. So
Yeah.
Scope. So I'm thinking Tigers. You said good guess. So I was thinking American League Central.
Yep.
Jonathan VR.
Jonathan VR. Met legend.
Bench mob, part of that bench mob.
Yeah, he was.
We love the bench mob. Kevin Pillar still kicking it.
24 home runs for Jonathan VR in
Yeah.
2019. That's crazy.
And he's out of the league. 21. He was with
That's
the Mets.
just
22. He's out of the league.
That's craziness.
My guy, Jonathan VR. All right, JM.
All right, Mike. Let's spit, bro.
All right, here we go. I got to take this hint
I
out.
gotta-
All right, JM.
all right,
Did you know?
I gotta look at the camera so I know not to glance at your screen.
Did you know this guy finished 12th in AL MVP voting in 2016? This player was not an all-star. He hit 30 home runs, 99 RBIs. He had a 278 batting average, 499 slug, 859 OPS. He's an infielder. Who is this guy? 2016, 12th.
2016, 12th in MVP voting. He hit 30 home runs. What was his WAR this year?
Let me get that for you. Just give me 1 second. His WAR this season was, a whopping 6.7 B WAR.
Wow.
A nice 6.7 B WAR.
Wow.
12th in MVP voting.
In 2016. That's a long time ago. That's
30
8 years
homers.
ago.
99
30
ribeye
home runs,
steaks.
90 What position? I didn't get position.
I'm giving you a position.
I gave you position.
He's a corner infielder.
Corner infielder. Okay.
Third baseman.
All right, I know Bregman had a crazy high WAR year, but it's not Bregman because Bregman's was more recent.
Bregman
2019 was Bregman's big year.
Yes.
So it's not Alex Bregman. It's a corner infielder with 30 home runs. He had a 6.7 B WAR. So he's got to be.
I think that's going to throw you off.
He's got to be a third baseman. There's no way a first baseman had 6.7 WAR.
That would be a good guess.
Yeah. So it's not a. Yeah. It's a 6.7 WAR.
278 batting average, 359 on base, 499 slugging. That's an 859 OPS.
Okay. What is he? A lefty, righty, switch hitter?
He's a lefty. Let me just make sure he's on a switch. He's a
okay.
lefty.
I have my first guess.
Okay.
Ooh. Is this gonna be my guess?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna throw this out there because I'm thinking left-handed third base.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try Travis Shaw.
No.
Okay.
Interesting.
6.7 WAR is way too high for Travis Shaw.
Travis Shaw.
Had a couple nice years for the Brewers.
Now I'm about to look up Travis Shaw.
Left-handed third baseman.
You want the league?
I would like the league.
American League.
American League. Okay. All right.
American League. Wow, Travis Shaw did have some good years, though.
Yeah, he did.
32 home runs, 31 home runs. Wow.
Oh, okay. I have another guess.
Okay.
Is this Mike Moustakas?
This is not Mike Moustakas, but that is a better guess.
All right. That's not Mike Moustakas. I might be in the ballpark here.
I wonder what Mike Moustakas. When was his best year?
Let's think. I don't.
Finally, Mike Moustakas hung it up. It's about time. Guy stunk.
Is this Kyle Seager?
This is Kyle
Let's
Seager.
Go.
He gets it. Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager had a great 2016.
Yeah.
He had a couple other really good years.
He was a very underrated player throughout the course of his career.
In 2014, he was an All-Star, 20th in MVP voting, won a Gold Glove that year.
Hell yeah.
He had some good seasons, dude. He was a good player. 2019 was really good.
It's pretty good.
What was his career WAR? He had a 36.9 career
very
WAR.
respectable player. He made a couple All-Star games, no?
One.
Good for Kyle.
Disrespectful.
Mariner legend. Did you spend your whole career with the Mariners?
He did.
Yeah.
He might be a Mariner Hall of Famer.
He might be.
He is definitely a Mariner Hall of Famer.
He might be.
His last season, he had 35 home runs in 2021.
What is that organization's Hall of Fame? Just like the late 90s and that's it? Like,
Ichiro.
Yeah.
And then they
and
allow
Griffey
Ichiro to come back
That's true.
every time. Wouldn't you get sick of Ichiro at that point?
I don't think I would get sick of my favorite player like of all time, basically, if I was a fan of that team. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, no.
If the Yankees continually brought back Derek Jeter every chance they got, Derek Jeter is in uniform.
Very odd scenario you're spitting
3 times a year on the
field. It's honestly, no, okay, this is the closest I can relate to. Revis coming back to the Jets. And at one point I was like, I'm done with Revis, but that was because he went to the Patriots, won a Super Bowl there, the contract dispute, all that stuff. Ichiro's a great guy.
But it's so much different. Like, do you not see how weird it is?
I don't think it's that weird.
Like, he's on the field, like he's in full uniform.
Oh, you're
warming
talking
up
about
with
that
guys.
aspect of it.
Yes, I'm talking about that. He's your legend. He's your guy. Yeah.
You'd like he's around too much, a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because I get the same thing with Jeter. Like, I like that he only comes around once in a while. I think if he was there all the time, it'd be a little weird.
When Jeter's there, you know it's big.
You know who does that? Nick Mangold is around the Jets like way too often, and it's a little weird.
But Jeter, I mean, Ichiro, it's like
it's like
so
that.
weird.
It's like that person who graduated high school and keeps coming back.
Can't leave. Yeah.
And
it's
like,
exactly
all right,
what
bro,
it is.
Like, you know, once or twice, fine, but like now,
I'm
like,
sure
let it go. I'm
sure he works for the organization and whatnot. Like, just get away.
I don't. That's a lot.
Be in the front office.
Yeah.
Find something.
You know what? This isn't one of your worst takes, Mike. I actually don't. I don't hate this take.
It's weird. Every time I see him in full
weird.
uniform, I'm like,
how much time we got right now?
A few minutes.
Okay, because you're reminding me. I wanted to make this point.
Oh God.
Okay. Like, speaking of things that are weird and people being nut jobs, I am in awe of the passion and just how much people love the Copa America tournament and the Euros and the World Cup, all that good stuff. Love it, right? I love passionate sports fans. It's what keeps the game going. What I don't love are these nut jobs that literally think that this stuff like means something more than sports. Okay? The people were reinventing the malice in the palace. We have Darwin Nunez running into the stands throwing haymakers at Colombian fans. Like, at some point, you gotta, like, realize, I don't care if it's like, oh, yeah, I come from this country and soccer's really big over here and this and that. Like, I get all that.
Yeah.
But you don't need to start. They've literally had wars over soccer in the past. In, like, the 60s, there was a war literally off of a soccer game.
Was there really?
It is, yeah. I forgot which one it was, but I know it exists. Literally, like, this is insanity. You should not be driven to that point where you would physically harm someone over a sporting event.
Yeah, these fans are crazy, dude. They're absolutely
Like,
wild.
you're not the one kicking the ball. We got to remember that. Like, no matter how upset, like, you could say to me right now, I've gotten really mad about sports arguments before. Especially, like, I remember back in the day in high school when Aaron Judge was coming up and the Michael Conforto shit, no, he's better than Aaron Judge and this and that. I remember those arguments used to get heated, right? You've been in some heated sports arguments.
Yeah.
Not once have I, solely because of a sports argument, thought about throwing a punch at the person I was arguing with.
I can't say I haven't been.
No,
like,
thought about it, sure.
Yeah.
Acted on it?
Yeah,
No.
of course. No, it's crazy. Listen, yeah, you're right for the passion. I can't understand it because I'm an emotional sports fan with my two main teams, like where it pisses me off, and I can't really get mad at somebody else. It just like kind of makes me upset when they lose, like a little child.
Yep.
These soccer fans are something else. I can't understand it. I also just can't.
How about this? Okay. The football war, also known as the soccer war or the 100-hour war, was a brief military conflict fought between El Salvador and Honduras in 1969. Extending tensions between the two countries coincided with rioting during a 1970 FIFA World Cup qualifier. The war began on July 14th, so we're almost at the anniversary of it, when the Salvadoran military launched an attack against Honduras. The Organization of American States negotiated a ceasefire on the night of July 18th.
4 days.
4-day war over a freaking soccer game.
Can I have?
And I know if I said this in Europe, I would get like shot right now. But luckily, I'm not in Europe.
You want to hear something that would get you shot in Europe?
Go ahead.
I'd rather watch paint dry. All right. No, seriously, I'd rather watch. I can't watch the sport.
See that?
I understand the passion.
I love it. Stand your ground. I'll disagree with you on that one. I actually do find it entertaining to a certain degrry. But
I understand the passion. I understand it's the most popular sport in the world ever. I get that. Okay, and we have friends that love soccer or whatever. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, listen. I'm not gonna say I'd rather watch it than like 6 other sports. But the thing that I don't get is, like, whenever I'll explain, like, soccer's a little boring, I get told it's actually very high paced. Like, there's always action. It's like, okay, but every game is 1-0, 2-1, 0-0. So
I can't.
I mean, like, yeah, I guess there is action. They're moving the ball around, but that's also not true. There's a lot of, resetting the offense, standing back, the time killing, the faking the injuries on the floor, all that BS. So
I can't get behind it. I understand these cups are huge, though. The Copa, I think, is the third biggest, and the Euro is the second biggest cup in the world. So, I guess when the game gets bigger, yeah, it's exciting. Like, what day is the Euro Championship? I don't even know.
I don't.
But if I'm not doing anything,
oh, it's Sunday actually. It's Sunday.
So if I'm not doing anything on Sunday,
flip it on,
and the Mets aren't on, and the Yankees, because I'll still watch the Yankees over them. Especially Yankees Orioles,
right?
Then I'll put it on. Yankees are on in the morning actually, so I'll probably be watching the Yankees over it. But if those weren't on, then I'd put it on.
If the world stopped and that was the only thing on, I'd watch.
Yes,
basically saying, okay, that's a fair point.
I would flip it on.
I think that's a respectable point.
During a commercial break, I will flip it on to see who's winning.
Very nice.
Okay, there we go.
Very generous of you. Way to boost their ratings.
That's my contribution to the Euro Cup. JM, it's time for one of the best ideas you've had in a very long time, I have to say. Okay?
Thank you very much.
JM texts me. I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about today? And JM cooked up some good ideas. The next segment, which is guessing a football team based on their offensive skill players' draft position, that's JM's idea too. So JM cooked today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
you told me to cook. I delivered.
He cooked. He delivered.
Yeah.
But this next topic, and listen, it's not the most original thing in the world, but it's a good idea for us. It's your dream home run derby matchups
Of the 21st century.
of the 21st century.
Yes.
There we go. So
But this was inspired by the awful home run derby lineup that is this year.
let me find the home run derby lineup actually.
Yeah.
Just for one
It's
second.
very bad.
We know Jose Ramirez is in it.
Yep.
We know
Alec Boehm is in it.
Alec Boehm, the doubles leader. He's in it.
Teoscar Hernandez, Marcelo Zuna, Bobby Witt, Gunnar Henderson,
There we
Pete
go.
Alonso, and Adolis Garcia.
By the way, we don't want to talk like all-star snub, whatever. But I'm just going to say something. So you have to have a representative from every team, right? That's the stupid rule. So MLB just snubs, I'll just say Nimmo, right? So they can put Pete Alonso in the home run derby again, which is fine. Alonso's big power hitter, but you need him that badly that you're not putting Walker in the game and you can't put Nimmo in instead of Jackson Merrill. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, dude. What are we doing?
Well,
MLB screwed this up so
Is
bad.
this a new thing now that it wasn't always that you needed to be an all-star to be in the home run derby?
It's almost like a player thing. Like Adolis isn't in the game and he's doing it.
Right.
But I don't if Adolis wasn't his home state, would he go? Would he do it?
I don't know,
I
but
think
like,
it's a
does
player's-
like that we really is that why they put Alonso in? Because I mean, Christian Walker was the obvious choice.
Obvious. Not even a
even close.
question. Walker should have been over Alonso. No, Alonso told
I mean,
them.
I remember when me and you were discussing the Mets need a representative. I don't think Alonso even came to mind. It was like
Severino.
Nimmo, Severino, or Lindor.
Right. Alonso has stated in the past, and he stated again this year, that if he was not in the game, he wouldn't do it. He would say no to it.
Right.
He would decline them. So, whatever. It's such a joke. I feel bad for Christian Walker.
Yeah,
I really do. He's a
and
free agent.
He hasn't gone in yet.
He's an older guy. He hasn't been in yet. I mean, that's a big thing for guys being in the All-Star game. He absolutely
Yep.
deserved it.
He doesn't have a single All-Star appearance. In
And
his career.
Alonso's in.
And he's been one of the better first basemen in the MLB the past 3 years.
What are his
I mean,
numbers
these are
right now?
3 years in a row now where he's really. Right now or in the last 3 years?
Right now.
Right now, he's batting .263 with a .337 on base, a .503 slug. That's .839 OPS, and he's got 22 home runs and 66 RBI.
He's got more than Alonso. Every stat,
Yep.
Alonso is less.
Yep.
Alonso's hitting 240,
He's-
18 home runs, 48 RBIs.
He's going to have 3 straight years of 30-plus home runs. He's going to have 3 straight years, most likely, of an 800-plus OPS.
How old is he?
He is 33 years old.
Okay, Alonso's 29. He's going to be 30.
Yeah.
If you had to pay a player more money over a 4-year contract, who would you pay at the end of the year?
Pete Alonso.
Really?
Yeah, Pete Alonso.
All right. I was really hoping you were
Young,
gonna say-
no, I'm sorry, younger age.
I was really hoping you were going to say
Alonso's got
Walker.
more pop. He's not having his best year,
But
but Alonso's career
declining.
numbers are.
Alonso's declining.
You really think he's declining?
Every number and every advanced statistic, which I'm not going to look
okay,
at. We'll
like
look at
bats,
the basic
like is
numbers.
his bat speed down?
Yes.
That's usually a bad sign.
But we can
All
look
right.
at the basic numbers here. The advanced stats tell you he's declining. I remember reading it. But his basic stats tell you he's declining.
Yeah.
His batting average has declined significantly. He was a 260 hitter now. The last 2 years, he's at 217, 240. Again, I don't care about batting average that much, but I would like it to not be 217.
Yep.
I would like you not be hitting 230 over the last 2 years. I mean, his home runs are down this year. His on base is down significantly the last 2 years. His
Okay. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, his max exit velocity is basically in line with what it's been his whole career, so he's still hitting the ball hard. His average exit velocity is 88.6. His career average is 90. So he's still hitting the ball pretty hard. He's in the 90th percentile in bat speed still.
Do you think so? Here's the question that I think a lot of people are asking about Alonso. This does not have anything to do with All-Star game, just to do with the year. Because this is a question today. Should they trade him? Still, I don't know how that's a question. He's going to go on one of these runs, right? Because he hasn't gone on one of those tears. You know the tears like Stanton goes on every 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
He
hasn't gotten there yet. He
It'll
hasn't
come.
even hit that yet.
That'll happen. I'm sure that it's coming.
Well, he should have got it before the All-Star game, so we could at least
But
justify
I
it.
mean, we'll talk about it later on, I guess, as the MLB offseason approaches. Like, I think whatever contract he's going to get, he's going to be severely overpaid.
Yes.
For the value he provides to a team, considering he is a poor base runner and not a great fielder, and then to do what he does at the plate, which isn't exactly like, MVP numbers year in and year out. They're very good numbers, but I mean, he's a career 850 OPS guy.
Yeah. I'll guarantee you he's not a Met. I'll guarantee
Wow. Okay.
you he's not a Met.
Who's the first baseman of the future? Vientos.
Vientos is okay at third base, but they'd rather him not be the third baseman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, Brett Beatty's the third baseman of the future. Oh yeah, quadruple A player.
All right, JM, give me your first matchup. No, hold on. Before we get to it, I have like kind of categories for my matchups. Reasons why the matchup is the matchup.
Yep, me too.
Okay, you go first.
All right,
give me your first.
We're coming out hot here. Keep in mind this is 21st century only. I'm going two of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. Two foreign-born players, two guys who had similar careers in a way where you were just like, oh my God, what insane numbers these guys are putting up. I got Miguel Cabrera versus Albert Pujols as my first matchup, Michael.
Hey,
I think that would be great.
Chalk,
these are all
but
going to
good.
be chalk.
No, mine aren't.
What am I going
Chalk, but good.
Actually, there's two players I had on this list against each other. This would be my honorable mention matchup. I had Josh Hamilton against Ryan Howard. Two left-handed Goliaths just swinging the crap out of the bat.
I might hear those names later.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, those are literally two of the greatest right-handers of all time. Yeah. I'm sure a guy that'll be named in a few minutes. Yeah. He's still playing right now. Is also one of those guys, but Pujols, Cabrera, you literally can't go wrong. Yeah. Those two are compared basically their entire career. Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. All right, my first one. We could categorize this as the champs. Ken Griffey Jr. has the most. Right? Ken Griffey Jr. has 3. Yep. And Alonso is gutting for his 3rd.
He did it.
Does he get it this season? Right. We'll see.
Listen, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because we're going Derby. This is Derby only.
Derby.
So Alonso is up there with the Derby.
If Alonso gets this one, he's tied with Griffey for 3. We'll see if he could get there. Those are the two.
Right okay. There. Okay.
You don't hate it. You literally can't hate it.
Isn't Robinson Cano also? Didn't he have 2?
Does Cano have 2?
I think Cano
I don't know how many players have 2.
Anyways, my second matchup. Now we're going towards more storyline, more rivalry based. I got David Ortiz versus A-Rod. I think that would be a marquee matchup. Two icons from the most iconic rivalry in the sport. Two guys who, one guy has some steroid allegations. The other guy is confirmed to have done steroids. I won't say which one's which. You could figure that out yourself.
Definitely wasn't
like I said, we obviously know the rivalry. Two guys that are hated by the opposite team's fan base. I think they're basically the poster boys. If not David Ortiz for Yankee fans, it's got to be Pedro or Manny maybe. But I'd say Big Papi's right at the top of the list there. Yeah, Mike, I love this matchup here. And two guys who are actually, I guess, friends now because they do the pregame shows together.
They're on Fox together. They are friends, you could say now. I like that matchup a lot. I think
Ortiz did he get to 600?
Let's see. I think he did.
Did he get there?
David Ortiz.
We know A-Rod finished
541.
541. A-Rod finished 4 short of 700. I know that.
That'd be an interesting matchup, Jam. That's a good one.
Thank you, bro.
All right, Jam. The next one. We're going to call it the big boys. The literally big boys. Jim Thome, Adam Dunn. The big boys. Wow. You want to see some tanks?
I like that.
You want to see some 470-foot home runs? That's what you're getting with Jim Thome and Adam Dunn. There we go. Jim Thome, Hall of Famer. Adam Dunn, not, but big power hitter, over 400 home runs. Big dude. I want the 260 pounds.
I like that a lot. My next one, I thought you were going to take my idea because this one I would also call the big boys, but it's different. Two teammates, two guys who are, just Goliaths in the sport, just like outlier body types. Giancarlo Stanton versus Aaron Judge at the peak of their games would be, an amazing sight to see. Two guys who could hit the ball 500 feet, 6'7" plus, jacked out of their minds. Love that matchup between Judge and Stanton.
There you go. You can't go wrong. Both of those guys in different matchups are in mine here.
Okay.
So, Yoenis Cespedes had some success in the home run derby.
Whoa.
A champ, success in the game. Cespedes, Stanton.
What? You're losing me here, bro.
Cespedes? Cespedes.
Come on. You might as well put Vladdy in if you're going to do Cespedes.
Big power, exciting player, exotic player. And then Stanton, the big masher. Cespedes has won the Derby.
You know who
He's
I
had
think that
success
is?
in the Derby.
Okay. You know who I think Cespedes should be, and I almost put this guy on my list? If you're going to put Cespedes, I'd put Jose Batista. Talk about flair.
Okay,
and
has Jose Batista
hit
won
the
the home run
crap out
derby?
of the ball, and I don't think so.
I want Cespedes in there. He's won the home run derby. He's had success in the Derby.
You're too. I'm not. I don't care so
I
much
care
about the Derby.
I care about the Derby. It's Derby.
You lost
It's
me
the
on
home
that
run
one.
Derby.
You lost me on that one.
I think
Mike.
you'll like my last one. I think you'll really
I
like
think
my
that
last
my
one.
last one is I don't know how you could go wrong with this one. Okay.
Okay.
We'll call this one the Battle of the Big Heads. Barry Bonds against Sammy Sosa. Two guys juiced out of their freaking mind. Sammy
Okay.
Sosa hitting 64 home runs in a 2000, 2001, whatever year it was. Obviously, we know about his run in the late 90s, too, that led up into the early 2000s. Barry Bonds, take out the fact that he took steroids. The guy's the best hitter the game has ever seen. This would be absolutely ridiculous. I don't think there could be more testosterone in a batter's box than these two guys. Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, lefty righty. It's perfect. It's beautiful.
There's nothing I could say to that. Yeah. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
My last one is my best one, and I think it's out of the box.
Okay.
I think it's completely out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Judge, arguably one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time, might go down as one of the best power hitters we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So no doubt there, Judge in.
Yep.
And then Josh Hamilton had one of the greatest runs. I was in attendance as a 10-year-old boy, 9-year-old boy, 8-year-old boy, as old as I was. I don't remember.
2008. You were 8.
I remember watching it at Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, and it was very entertaining. I remember it.
Why are you talking like Donald Trump right now?
I don't know.
It was very entertaining.
I
remember it.
I remember it. I do remember it. And it was entertaining as hell, even though he didn't win it. But Hamilton had one of the best performances ever. Hamilton Judge.
You know what? That was nice.
You said
I like that one.
You said you were considering Hamilton.
I like that one. I like Josh Hamilton in there.
Hamilton.
Shall we reread the matchups, Mike?
Yeah, you want to go first here?
Yeah. I got Miguel Cabrera versus Albert Pujols, David Ortiz versus Alex Rodriguez, Giancarlo Stanton versus Aaron Judge, and Barry Bonds versus Sammy Sosa.
And mine, Pete Alonso versus Ken Griffey Jr., Jim Tomei versus Adam Dunn, Yoenis Cespedes versus Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Hamilton versus Aaron Judge.
We got to post these.
We're going to post these
I
and
think
vote.
my lineup
Let's vote.
freaking clears
Let's let everybody vote.
Okay.
We'll set up a vote.
Yep.
We'll post these. I'm pumped for this.
Yes.
We'll see who wins.
Okay.
Out of the box. Out of the box. All right, JM. A little football talk here
Yep.
before we wrap things up.
Yep.
A little football guessing game.
Let's
We're
see
going
if
to guess
I
the
can- team
based on the team's skill positions, draft position, where they were drafted. Doesn't have to be by the team, obviously.
We're
just
giving
where
the
they were
year
drafted.
as well?
I actually don't have the year.
Okay, we're not doing
Do
the
you
year.
want to not give the
I
year?
know. You know what? I like no year.
I don't
Let's
think
make
we
this
should
hard.
yeah, because then you could do it for more.
We'll make it as hard as possible, and if
Yeah.
it's too damn hard, then we'll adjust the rules.
Because
on the fly.
we're doing the year with baseball, and sometimes like when the guy wins an MVP, it's tough. You know?
Especially with the quarterbacks with
Yeah.
this, it's gonna be real tough.
So you don't want to give the quarterback right now. Oh, yeah,
We're gonna go tight end,
Yes.
then the third wide receiver, the second, the first, then the running back, and then the quarterback.
There we go. That's how we're gonna do it.
Okay. All right, Mike.
I'll go first. I'll give you the guy first because I guessed before.
Okay.
Okay, so this tight end was drafted 20th overall.
Do
Do you want the next one?
Hold on. I can get this. This tight end was drafted 20th overall. Do I get to I get one guess per round kind of a thing?
What do you mean?
Like, can I make a guess right now and I don't
You
get
could guess,
penalized for it?
or I could no. Or I could
Michael,
give
is this TJ Hawkinson? Is this the Vikings?
you, no.
Okay.
So you want the wide receiver 3?
I will take the wide receiver 3.
The wide receiver 3 was drafted 20th overall as well.
Okay. Ooh. No. I was going to say Brandon Cooks went 20th, but
It's really good. We're not giving the year.
It's
I don't think
not.
we should. I don't think we should give the year at all.
Brandon Cooks went around 20th. But the Cowboys don't have a... Is he still even on the Cowboys?
He is
right?
on the Cowboys.
Yeah, okay.
He's useless there.
Um.
When they're 7-10 this year.
All right, Mike, go ahead, bro. One more.
Wide receiver 2, 69th overall.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, it's not the Niners. Kittle was not 20th, not first round.
Where was Kittle drafted?
Kittle was like a 4th round pick, I think.
Good job, Kyle.
Um,
We played a guy in softball yesterday, and did you hear what I said to him?
no.
I go, this guy's wearing a red hat, skinny guy, the chin like Shanahan. As he's coming up to the plate, he's literally in the batter's box, and I'm about to pitch to him. I go, anybody ever tell you look like Kyle Shanahan? He goes, no, and I pitched the ball. I don't even say a word back.
Well, that guy was a tryhard. I know.
Yeah.
That guy was real tryhard.
Hey, man, listen, bro, come on.
20th overall tight end. That's
20th
really,
overall wide
20th
receiver,
overall wide
3,
receiver.
69th overall wide receiver 2. You want the wide receiver 1?
Not yet. Hold on. The no year thing is very difficult.
I like the no year thing.
I know, and so do I.
Because you would have gotten it already. You would get it already.
I might not be thinking I might be so far off with where I'm thinking right now.
You know the conference because I told you the conference before. It's an NFC
that is
team.
true. You did tell me the NFC.
I should mention that now. It's an NFC team. We could give that, I think.
Thank you for reminding me.
It's
on
an
that.
NFC team.
Nope, it's not the Falcons. Pitts was top 10.
Yep. Pitts was what? 4th.
4th overall, yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Atlanta. Pick a running back, Dave.
I do not believe that Cole Kmet was a 1st-round pick. All right. Go ahead to the wide receiver 1.
Wide receiver 1 taken 64th overall.
64th.
So I'm really not helping you here with
couple
the
lower round picks.
wide receivers. They hit on some big wide receivers.
All right, so it's not the Eagles because you got Devonta Smith, 1st-round pick in there.
Jump the Giants.
Who the hell is the Commanders? No, it's no way. No. Oh, wait a minute. Terry McLaurin, Josh Doctson. Who's the other receiver now?
It's no more Curtis Samuel.
Logan Thomas, a 1st-round pick? Or did they get another tight end? Michael, is this the Commanders?
No, it's not the Commanders.
All right, go ahead. Who's the running back?
Running back, 41st overall.
Christ. Is it the Bears? Was Kmet a 1st-round pick?
I don't know.
Swift, 41st overall sounds right. And Keenan Allen was not a 1st-round pick. DJ Moore. Oh, no. Roma Dunze. No, it's not the Bears.
It's not the Bears.
Okay.
It is not the Bears.
It's not the Falcons.
It's not the Falcons.
Oh, wait. No. Who's their tight end? Because I'm thinking Panthers. Miles Sanders, 2nd-round pick. Who's the hell are their receivers? Adam Thielen, Leggett. But did Leggett go as high as 20? No.
No.
Okay, so it's not the Panthers. The Rams? Running back, Kyron Williams.
No, not the Rams.
All right. Go ahead. Did you give me run? No, who's quarterback?
Quarterback. 39th overall quarterback.
39th overall quarterback. A 2nd-round pick quarterback.
2nd-round pick.
Who is a 2nd-round pick?
Not drafted to this team.
Okay, the Rams, nope. Cardinals, nope. Niners, nope. Seahawks. Who the hell is who is the 20th overall pick? Noah Fant. Is it the Seahawks?
Seattle Seahawks. Noah
Fant went 20th overall.
JSN, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Geno Smith,
Wow.
39th
Okay.
overall.
That was good, Mike. I like that game.
I like this game.
I like the no.
The year would have given it away
Yeah.
because you would have known right after. You might not have known the tight end.
Yes.
But JSN would have given it right away.
Yep.
JSN at 20th overall in 2020, 22, would have given it away.
Yeah. All right, Michael. I'm gonna give you.
I'm nervous.
So I don't have it written down, so I'm clicking on names. So don't look at my screen, okay?
All right. Yeah. I'll turn this one.
Tight end.
Yeah.
29th overall.
Okay. First round.
We're going a couple first-round tight ends here. Have any guesses yet?
No guesses yet.
Nothing. Would you like the next player?
I would like the next player.
The number 3 wide receiver was the 34th overall pick.
The 34th overall pick. Wide receiver 3 is the 34th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's an AFC team.
This is an AFC team.
We
yes.
gave this beforehand. I think we're going to keep doing that.
No, I don't like that going forward.
All right.
We just did it as a precaution to make sure we didn't pick the same team the first time, but.
All right. So let's think.
Here we go. We're thinking out loud here.
Let's think about the tight end for a second. I'm trying to think. Was Mark Andrews a first-round pick? Was it the Baltimore Ravens?
It was not the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Let's get the wide receiver 2 here.
All right. Wide receiver 2, 15th overall.
That's big.
Yep.
15th overall is big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have a first-round tight end. What was the wide receiver 3?
You have a top of the second round, 34th overall wide receiver 3.
So we've spent some capital into this.
Doesn't mean they were all drafted by the same team.
It does not. Let's guess the Buffalo Bills.
It is not the Buffalo Bills, Michael.
All right.
Would you like the wide receiver 1?
Let's take the wide receiver 1.
4th overall.
Oh God. Here we go.
That's got it.
Is this the Tennessee Titans?
No, it is not the Tennessee Titans. Are you thinking Ridley?
Thinking Ridley Hopkins.
Okay. No, it is not the Tennessee Titans.
It's not the Bengals because Jamar was 5th. So we're going to take them off the table.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a big-time wide receiver taken off the board at 4th overall.
4th overall.
That's
You got 3 first-round picks and the top of the second round that I've said. A lot of high draft picks.
This team has invested in, doesn't have to be drafted by the team.
Mm-hmm.
But the wide receiver position is important to them. Wow, this is tough. This is really tough. It's not the Chiefs.
It's not the Chiefs.
Travis Kelce was a second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Is this the Denver Broncos?
It is not the Denver Broncos, Michael.
Oh, God.
Would you like the next pick?
I'd like the running back.
The running back was 35th overall.
35th overall.
High draft picks here.
High draft picks. Offense is of importance.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I'm struggling. No. It's not the Colts.
I thought I went pretty light on you here, I got to say.
It's not the Colts.
I hate to make you look bad. No, it is not the Colts.
4th overall wide receiver. Why can't I get this? Oh, my God. No, it's not them either. I'm not even going to say the team. It's not the Texans.
Nope.
Give me the quarterback.
Quarterback, 12th overall.
12th
That's all I'm leaving you with, bro.
12th overall quarterback, AFC. Am I not thinking of every division? I guess them. Oh, my God. It's not,
so obviously,
it's not the Steelers. It's... No, because Russell Wilson's a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah. It's not the Steelers.
It's not the Steelers. That's not a guess either. And I guessed the Ravens already. Who's the other team in the division? It's not the Bengals. The Browns.
It is the Cleveland Browns. Yep. Not your best performance.
Joku,
Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Cooper's the 4th overall pick.
Judy's there.
Judy, Nick Chubb, and Deshaun Watson.
When I said the Broncos, I'm thinking Judy's a Bronco still.
That is insane that not a single skill player that is starting for them was taken past the 35th overall pick.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely absurd. And they're not even, 2 of these are their actual picks, Nick Chubb and Njoku. The rest are, free agents or trades or whatever.
That's bad.
There you have it, Mike.
That was bad. That was a bad performance by me. We'll be better next time. We'll be better next time there. All right, Jam. I think that's going to wrap things up for us, though. 55 minutes here. Some fun games here tonight. A lot more of that where it came from. We'll
Yep.
be having a lot more segments like that as the year goes on. And football, I mean, we're going to be getting ready football, talking fantasy this year.
Yep.
A lot more gambling talk as well with football. Very excited about the
3
football
stars
season.
coming back.
3 stars. I still got to go to a Liberty game, which is insanely expensive, by the way. I mean, Liberty.
You got to have a good year, bro. You're down
They-
2-0 all
I am down
time
2-0
now.
all time. This is big. The Liberty are an expensive team.
Yeah. They're playing good basketball. Aren't they like the best team in the league?
They are the best team in the league. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
tough. Man, I might be going to a playoff game.
Let's go. Yeah, you better stop procrastinating before those prices go up.
I got to start saving up for
Yeah.
Liberty games. All right, guys, we'll get out of here. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.